Okay, I think we are live. Hello, and welcome back to Hunting Shiny Authentic Sinistea, day 125. I'm just making sure everything is good to go. It looks like it is. So I think we can get started. So today, I want to get to 6,000 encounters. I don't know that I'll have time for that or the luck to make it to 6,000. But what we're going to do real quick here. Last week, we set up this method. So this should be an authentic Sinistea. We're going to double check that real quick. We're going to make sure that this one is still authentic. And if it is, we can knock it out and do all kinds of fun things. So we're going to catch this one real quick. And fingers crossed. It is hailing today, unfortunately. That's not great weather conditions, but you know, we'll roll with it. We'll do what we can. No nickname, because we're just gonna reset in a second here. But I have a good feeling about today. My goal is to hit 6,000 encounters. Okay, so this one is still authentic. That's good. It should be. That's what we expect. But yes, I want to get to 6,000 encounters. It's day 125, and then I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, but I think this is gonna be a mini finale of sorts. Assuming I can get to 6,000 encounters. But, like, getting to 6,000 encounters on day 125 feels like a good milestone to hit. So, yeah. That's what we're going for. And, maybe it'll happen, and maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll find it. It's possible. It's very possible. We are at least controlling for the authentic variable. So that's something, you know? So we knock out this first one. And then we hope another Sinistea spawns. Because if another Sinistea spawns, chances are pretty good. Hello? Oh, no, that was an Nidoran back there. Okay. If another Sinistea spawns after knocking out an unauthentic one, chances are pretty high that the next one will also be authentic. It's apparently not guaranteed from my testing, but pretty high. Almost supposedly 100%. To the point that you can do this method as a way of controlling for the authenticity of such Pokemon. So yeah, I've been playing through Skyward Sword. That's sort of why I want this to, like, hit a conclusion, because I still want to stream at this time. I just don't want it to always have to be, like, trying to get the Sinistea. At least for a while. We'll take a little break. But yeah, if I could have a scheduled time to for sure play Skyward Sword and then do bonus Skyward Sword streams throughout the week as I have time, that would be nice. Yes, okay. So this is an actual encounter. Honestly, getting to 6,000 and getting 100 encounters with this method in particular is going to be tricky to do in an hour, so it might not happen, but, you know, we'll roll with it. It would be really nice if it wasn't hailing. But oh well. Hailing just makes the whole process that much more complicated. Especially because since they have... Nice, we got another teacup. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Especially since they have Memento, I have to stay in with Chandelure. I actually can't switch out and change the weather. Like, I have this Ninetales in my party because I used to think that I could try switching out, reset the weather, switch back in, but in that amount of time, it might Memento itself. So, although, you know what we could do? Well, does taunt end the turn you place it? The other question is, does Ninetales even have taunt? I don't think it does. It does not. Yeah, okay. So there's no way around it. We just have to deal with the hail. Another teacup spawning, maybe? Nope, that's an Nidoran. Okay. Reset. Back to the authentic one. We just need to get a couple chains of, like, a whole bunch of Sinistea all in a row. There's maybe a chance that we can do 100 encounters in an hour. I would stream longer just to get to 100 encounters, but I have to run an errand right around noon, so I can't really go over that long, unfortunately. I'm waiting for magic cards to come today. I've been waiting for them to come kind of all week. Ah, Dragapult. Actually, that's not a Dragapult, is it? That's a Dracloak, isn't it? But yeah, I want magic cards to come. I want to open them. That would be nice. They were originally scheduled to arrive yesterday. This keeps happening to me, where, like, the tracking says it's going to arrive one day by a certain time. It's like, yeah, by the end of the day Friday, you got it. We'll get it there Friday, end of the day. No delays. And then Friday, end of the day comes up, and it's like, oh, wait, it's not there? Nuts. Not bad. So, oh well. Fingers crossed that when they say that it's coming today, they actually mean it. Because I need the cards by tomorrow. Anyway. Wow, nice crit. Amazing plays right there with the crits on the teacups. Alright, come on, teacup spawn. Come on, teacup. Yes, okay. So that's an encounter. Yeah, honestly, getting 1,000 Sinistea encounters is pretty optimistic, but not 1,000, 100. Getting up to 6,000. It's optimistic, but you know, that's what we need. That's what you need to do this hunt. You need optimism. So I believe. You know, the other option is that we don't actually need to get to 6,000 if we just catch it. Is that another one that spawned? Yes, it is. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. De Hestman. JK, JK, JK. I'm good. How are you doing? I'm just looking around for these teacups, as I do on Saturday mornings. It's a process. Is that another teacup? It is! Nice! We can bump up the encounters. I don't think we're going to make it to 6,000 today, but we can sure try. Let's see, I think... Did Pokemon Unite come out earlier this week? I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little hesitant to play it because I feel like I might get rather invested. And... it spawned. Something spawned. Where is it? What spawned? Well, I think we gotta reset. Okay. You're great and that's good. That is good. Starting back up with Pokemon after a year or so. Nice. Breaks are good, but it's always fun to come back to it after a while. I definitely go through phases with game, and especially with Pokemon. Sometimes, like, I'll be, like, super into it for a whole generation, and then the next generation comes out, and I'm just like, eh. Alola, I couldn't get into it. I don't remember if I ever even finished Ultra Sun. I played through Sun all the way, but even that, I didn't put too much time into it. I don't know, that generation just didn't catch my attention. But this is the generation that I think I've probably played the most. Mostly as a result of the shiny hunting, but also due to all the competitive battling that I did for so long. So we'll see. We'll see if the Gen 4 remake... I don't even know if that's still in this generation, right? But the games are going to be very different in terms of style. I don't know what to consider the Diamond and Pearl remakes and Pokemon Legends as yet. But we'll see if it holds my attention. I'm excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm pretty excited to hopefully get into them, but we'll see. Understandable, you're the same. Yeah. I mean, yeah, taking breaks is always good, I think. It's nice to play other games for a while, and then when you come back to it, your appreciation is sort of renewed. But yeah, my question, I mostly have questions about the competitive aspect of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm curious, like, how... I'm assuming Dynamax will not be an option for competitive, which is going to be interesting. I'm also assuming that they're still... I mean, I don't even know if they're going to have the same, like, ranked battle setup with the different tiers. There's just still so many questions about the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I want more information. Give us trailers. That's an Nidoran. Gotta reset. Briefly explaining what I'm doing for this method. If you knock out an authentic Sinistea, it increases the chances of another authentic Sinistea spawning after it. So I've got it set up so that the first Sinistea I encounter in this area is authentic. I've saved right before it. And then we knock them out, it spawns more authentic Sinistea. We keep doing that until a Sinistea doesn't spawn, and then we have to reset and knock out this authentic one again. Because that way, that variable is as controlled as we can make it. We can almost guarantee that every Sinistea that spawns is going to be authentic. So then we're just hoping that it's actually shiny. Which, I have yet to find a shiny non-authentic Sinistea in the Crown Tundra. It's very annoying. You'd think after however many encounters I've done here, thousands of encounters in the Crown Tundra, I would have found a shiny one, but guess not. Is that a teacup? It is. Nice. So we'll cross our fingers. Maybe we'll get lucky. Today could be the day. I somewhat believe. This would be a great day for it to show up. Didn't know that, still find it confusing. Yeah, no, it's a method that someone else figured out. It is slightly confusing. Basically, when you knock out any Pokemon, it increases the chances of that same species spawning again. So, like, if I was to knock out a Nidoran here, it would increase the chances that the next Pokemon that spawns in that same spot in the overworld is also a Nidoran. It's just interesting with Sinistea because Sinistea has two varieties. It's got the authentic variety and then the fake variety. That as long as you're knocking out the authentic one, the next one that spawns should also be authentic. So, a little bit confusing, but I did do some testing last week, and it seems to be the case. The method does seem to work. It was just a challenge finding an authentic Sinistea in the first place. But essentially what I did is I saved before encountering the Sinistea, and I caught it and checked whether or not it was authentic. So we've confirmed that this one is authentic. Then we reset back to the previous save that I did, and we knock it out instead, so that hopefully the next thing to spawn is also authentic. So, it's a process, but it technically improves our odds. Nice. Improves the odds of it being authentic if we also can get it to be shiny. Which are very low odds anyway. But you know, we're working on it. We're doing our best. Just hanging out. Give it an hour pretty much every Saturday morning. When it does finally show up, oh boy, it's gonna be a day. Nice, got another one. That's what we want. We want them to keep spawning so that we don't have to reset as frequently, because resetting is slow. But necessary. It's a necessary part of the process. Teacup? Is that one? It is! Nice! We're on a good chain. We've gotten 3 spawns off of the first Sinistea that we knocked out. That's what we like to see. I think the longest chain I've had was like 5? 5 Sinistea spawned before something else spawned. There's always still a chance that not a Sinistea will spawn, which is why there's always a chance that a non-authentic Sinistea will be the thing that spawns. It's very, very low. But it does happen, so... we won't know until we have it in the party and it's shiny and we use the pot on it. The chipped pot instead of the cracked pot. Nice, that was a 4th teacup in a row. Still not shiny. Oops, I don't want to switch. I want to fight and use Shadow Ball. But yeah, Pokemon Unite. I watched a brief bit of gameplay. I've played MOBAs before. I played a lot of Dota and a bit of League. I like that matches... oh, I think that's an Nidoran that spawned. I think we got to reset. I like that matches are limited to 10 minutes. That's really nice, because that's one of the overwhelming parts about other MOBAs, is just how long the games can go. Like, it's a time investment, that if you're gonna play a game of Dota, you kind of have to set aside, like, 45 minutes. Well, that's how it used to be. They may have changed the game since then, but back when I was playing, it was like, alright, this game could go 30 to 40 minutes, but there's a chance that it'll just go for an hour and a half, so you have to set aside enough time for that. Hello, Omar. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a good day so far. And also, hello, Royd Weird. Welcome back, welcome back. Name the longest word you can think of that starts with C. Coelacanth. Just off the top of my head. Conjunctivitis? I think conjunctivitis might be a little bit longer than coelacanth. Yeah, conjunctivitis. Final answer. If you can't tell, I've been reading lots of medical papers. For my job, I read lots of scientific articles, and so the things that pop up in my head are always the medical terms. Thought of Cracker Barrel. Yes, longest phrase or name of thing that starts with C. I think conjunctivitis still has more letters than Cracker Barrel. Making a FNF mod. Oh, a FNAF mod? Nice. Starring X the Hologram. This thing's way too much. That's cool. Have you done modding before? I do not have experience with modding, but it feels like something that I should spend some time trying to get good at. But when am I supposed to have time modding when I need to catch this teacup, you know? I've got other priorities. Well, yeah, getting 100 encounters in an hour, considering it's already been like 20 minutes, is difficult, but we'll see. Omar's doing good, just playing Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite's good, but you're not giving your real money to unlock characters. That is a good plan. I approve. As long as it's possible to unlock stuff in-game, that, like, adds to the gameplay, right? If you just buy stuff, you're cheating yourself out of gameplay. Yeah, so that's definitely the right approach. It's a skin mod, but you're changing the audio of Spookies. Interesting. Oh, your friend's coding it. Nice. Always good to collaborate. Yeah, I haven't tried Pokemon Unite yet. I'm slightly worried about getting too invested, which I've now said several times in this stream, but I have to keep repeating it. I already have limited time, so. Oh, Cryogonal, that's a lame spawn. We don't want no Cryogonal. I don't know that I will have time to play Pokemon Unite as much as I would like to play it to get good at it. And so I might just accept that it's one game that I probably won't be, you know, I won't be going pro with Pokemon Unite. He's a YouTuber making a mod of himself, and he's bundling the song and X with it. Nice. Get all those content areas overlapping. That's the strategy. Goodbye, Sinistea. Please spawn me more Sinistea, and hopefully they are shiny, please. Asking very politely. I would like Pink Teacup now. I have waited many, many months. Many months. I don't think I've seen a shiny Sinistea since last December. Maybe even earlier. I think it was probably in November, actually. It might have been October. Oh, goodness. I think it was actually October. I think that's the only Sinistea I've ever... That's right, because the first Sinistea I found wasn't on stream. Have I only found one Sinistea on stream? In like 5,000 encounters? That was shiny? That's ridiculous. I completely forgot that the first Sinistea I found was actually not on stream. Please. I've been so patient. We're all waiting for the payoff. Just be pink. How hard can it be? Just paint the teacup. It's very straightforward. Is that one? No, that's another Nidoran. Getting unlucky with the spawns. Have you done any illegal thing that you're willing to admit? Fed pigeons and feeding pigeons out. Can't say I've done any pigeon feeding. What have I done? I've jaywalked. That's illegal, right? Sometimes there's just no cars, and come on, diagonal distances are shorter. But no, I'm pretty tame. I attempt to avoid illegal activities where possible. I'm sure, here's the thing about laws though, there's some really obscure laws that are super outdated that predict 5,972 encounters for the shiny. I'd take it at this point, honestly. 5,972, that's a great number. No, but there's some laws that are just outdated and obscure that are also not enforced. It's very possible that I have broken some law that I was not aware of. Like, I think even there might be like laws about being outside at a certain time at a certain age. And as kids, you know, we would run around outside after dark. Not super far, but we'd run around like playing tag outside after dark. And I feel like there might be laws against that. That if you're below a certain age, you aren't supposed to be outside unsupervised after a certain time. But I don't know. Who knows? I don't know if that's a real law, and I don't know if I fit the criteria to break it. Nice. Finally got another teacup to spawn. Only took like 5 minutes. Alright, let's hope for a couple this time. Cross our fingers that we get a little chain of Sinistea here. And to clarify, it's not like traditional shiny chaining. That's not what's happening. I just mean hopefully we get several consecutive things. Nintendo Switch, but backwards. Dang it, Cryogonal, you ruin everything. Cryogonal is kind of a lame Pokemon. I mean, yes, okay, Snowflake is cool. The idea of a Snowflake Pokemon, but Cryogonal is just too big, and it doesn't have enough interesting stuff about it. Like, imagine a Snowflake Pokemon that was a smaller Snowflake that was like an Ice Fairy type. Is there an Ice Fairy? I don't think we have an Ice Fairy yet. But like a Snowflake Pokemon as an Ice Fairy, that would be neat. It could have some interesting abilities, like maybe give it Prankster. But no, instead we have Cryogonal, which is, you know, the big Snowflake Ice Ball that cries. Great. I love it. I don't think it even has a signature move. I'm pretty sure Cryogonal has nothing interesting that it does. I don't think its stats are anything to write home about. I don't even know what ability it has. It probably has like Ice Body or something. It probably heals and hail, right? Why did the vet not treat the sick eagle? It was illegal. Oh! That does be an issue, encountering those ill eagles. What are you even supposed to do, right? Sinistea. Oh, we got another one. Nice. Okay, now they're spawning. Sorry, you'll go Shadow Ball yourself. What exactly is Shadow Ball? Like, I get it. I mean, we can look at the animation. We can see pretty clearly what happens here. It, like, creates a aura of energy. But, like, you think of elemental attacks. And that's a weird, interesting kind of elemental thing to do. Summon shadows and attack with it. Already got an ice... Oh, Ninetales! That's right! Ninetales is definitely an ice fairy. I forgot about Ninetales. How could I forget about Ninetales, honestly? I mean, Ice Fairy is a decent typing. It's kind of, I mean, at least with Alolan Ninetales, it's kind of a glass cannon. But I really like Alolan Ninetales. I'm so glad that there were opportunities for me to use that competitively in the past competitive seasons. Dark Matter. Yeah, I guess it is kind of like Dark Matter. But then you'd think that would be like a Dark type move. It's like, because it's Ghost type, it's like otherworldly shadow essence. I wonder if it's more Ghost types. Every Ghost type attack is just more Ghost things. Super compressed Dark Matter. It very well could be Dark Matter. I guess Dark type is more like Evil type. So yeah, I could see Dark Matter being a Ghost thing. Teacups? Teacups? Is that? Nope, that's an Inoran. Okay. Hello there, Psychic Boy Starfey here. So if y'all had any superpower, that would be... Oh, what would... Meet... That sentence got more confusing the further I got into it. Your superpower is meatball. I'm very curious how that works. Super compressed dark matter that releases with brute force when it gets into contact with solids. Yeah, I mean, I could see it being that. First one thing, the thing was the bad idea to add on Pokemon Unite was voice chat. Does it have voice chat, really? That's surprising to me, actually. Usually I feel like Nintendo doesn't like to do voice chat, but I guess it's not Nintendo, it's developed by another company, right? In conjunction with Pokemon, of course. Let's see, how do I think... What superpower would I want? I've always thought that telekinesis would be cool. Just being able to use your brain to interact with objects at a distance. I feel like that would be an enjoyable ability to have. That's usually my first go-to answer when I'm trying to think of a superpower. Not nearly as good as meatball, of course. I'm imagining that this superpower is just like you activate it and it's like, boom, I am become meatball. The toxic 10-year-olds are coming. Salsa? Is that your superpower? Do I not understand the meaning of superpower? By superpower, are you saying superfood? Power description, Starfire Alakazam, power meatball. He can gather flesh and message it to change it into shape or even objects. He can use his own flesh to make mud hornets out of flesh. Okay, that's terrifying. Meatball. Oh god, it's like making balls of meat. That's a very creative superpower, but also terrifying. That said makes sense if Saws were sentient. Salsa was Sawable and a guy was named Saw. Saw, Salsa. Yeah, if Salsa were sentient, yes. You make a compelling point. He can use his own flesh to make mud hornets. That's such a scary ability. Is this a superpower of a superhero or a supervillain? Because it can go both ways. Kid's gonna learn some bad words while you just play Pokemon Unite and leave the voice chat on. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that it has what do you call it? Voice chat. That's really interesting. Superpower would be Magma Saw. That sounds useful. It's as terrifying as it is handy. Magma Saw that spins. Yeah, you can just summon like a whirling blade of magma. Can already imagine some news articles and headlines saying grown adults curse to get children in Pokemon Unite. It would melt your flesh and cut your bones. But yeah, Magma Saw would do that. I believe it. I had a dream once where I had a superpower that I've always thought was a very interesting and unique superpower. So whenever the conversation comes up, I have to mention it. I don't know that I would choose it as a superpower, but it's at least an interesting idea. The superpower is that you can refill things infinitely. So anything that was like a container that contained something inside of it, if the container becomes emptied, you can use your superpower to refill it. Which sounds like a really lame superpower. You can have infinite refills of stuff. But the idea, you think about like something like ammunition. Like say you run out of ammo, you can refill the clip infinitely. So you never run out of ammunition. You never run out of, like, if you've got water or something, you're traveling and you're carrying water with you, you can infinitely refill that to get infinite water. You can also use it offensively because you can continuously refill it. You can actually, like, create enough of the thing to just overflow a space. Like, imagine you've got a bag of gumballs. you can like dump it out and continuously refill it to just keep producing gumballs and roll them all over the floor, and then people who are chasing you like slip on them and roll. Magsaw. Yeah, that's a good name for it. Or tea. You can just make warm tea whenever you want. Your saliva. You're part of Namgasa Art Club at your school. That's cool. Being involved with making art is very respectable. But yeah, I submit to the jury for consideration the power of infinite refills. Just, you know, just think about the applications. It's at least interesting, right? It's a compelling concept. I would love to see someone like take that and actually make a superhero around it and like put them in situations and see how they could use it. The name is a little misunderstood. Is it not an art club? Because yes, if it ends up that Namgasa Art Club is not an art club, then I can see how the name would be a little confusing. Teacup. Yes! Sometimes it could be a ghost. That spawns occasionally. If we're lucky. Yes, okay, good, good, good. Still not shiny, but you know, hey, it's Teacup. That's a start. Actually, that was our fourth Teacup, wasn't it? No, our third. That was our third. Third in a row. Can we get 4? Come on, one more Teacup. Yes. 4 in a row. Still not shiny. So for this everything at once edit, you're as straight as a line with the flesh sword. People think your power is mud. I do like the idea of that as its own superpower, though. It's just... I do like that idea. Yes, my power is mud. I make mud. It's very slippery. Slip on the mud. I honestly don't know how useful that power would be. You think of people who can, like, shape water, other elements, or someone who can, like, shape earth. My ability is mud. I can control all mud. I mean, I feel like you get the best of both worlds there, right? Who needs a earth-based attack when you can do a mudslide? And it's basically water, right? You can basically do all your water attacks and abilities, kind of. Mud. Oh, that no random Nidoran. All right, fine. We'll reset, I guess. Don't want to deal with a Nidoran. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to make it to 6,000 encounters, but maybe 5,950. Hopefully. It's not quite as nice of a number to end on than 6,000. But maybe. I want these magic cards to hurry up and come. It's D&D magic cards. It's like the epitome of nerdiness. I want to see what D&D magic cards I open. Teacup? Nope, that's an Inoran. The teacups. They're spawning slow today. Very slow. If they watch the video of you and Matthew using your powers, Matthew uses teleportation. You don't use yours, but it says the name Meatball. So his meat shop. This is a very interesting universe of superheroes that we've got going on here. Another kid thought a headache was called a migraine, but he thought a migraine was called an orgasm. But why? So he shouted, "Sure, sure, yes. You know." But then why? The question is why was this the kid's idea? Okay. Focus on the teacups. Just focus on the teacups. We'll get there. Come on, Sinistea. I mean, well, yes, we know it's a Sinistea. Come on, be a pink Sinistea. No data. No. Internet. Please. Okay, wait. Internet back? Internet back, I think. Keep getting no data. Hopefully we're back. Did your last two messages get you deleted? I see the one about the migraine. But no, my internet is being a little patchy. I think I'm back. I got there. I'm also distracted. I'm very focused on making sure I find these Sinistea when they spawn. Gonna laugh at this. There's already an article. Pokemon Unite children wasted $30,000 on their parents' Pokemon cards. Of course they did. Because if it's a free game with microtransaction, kids are gonna buy them. Oh, good. There is another teacup back here. Very nice, very nice. It's still not shiny, but you know, we're trying. Moral of the lesson is hide your wallets, teach your kids some manners and some nonsense, be responsible parents. Right. I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing is like you just need to be aware if your kids are going to have access to your credit card, you just have to be aware of that and recognize that that is a risk you are taking. It's also a good, I mean, I think it's difficult for kids to understand that they're spending real money when they you know, click stuff like that in games. But it's a good opportunity to teach them, you know, as early as possible that like, hey, no, this is a money lesson. This is how money works, and when you press a button that has a money sign next to it, it is taking money from somewhere. Also, the Switch has parental controls, doesn't it? I think you can probably put parental controls on so that the kids can't just make infinite microtransactions. I'm assuming that is something that you can set up. I don't know. Moral of the story is, yeah, hide your wallets. Honestly, you nailed it, Omar. That really is the moral of the story. Mother told her kid that she was sending her to a summer camp to improve his concentration, so the kid said her mom was sending her to it. Yes. Well, you know, that is something that kids do, is, you know, they get the idea in their head that a word means a thing, and they don't know the other meaning of that word or phrase, and then they say it, and you just kind of blink like, wait a moment, child. Are you speaking what you know, or are you knowing what you speak? I'm trying to think of... I feel like I had something like that as a kid. There was a word that I thought I knew what it meant, but I had it completely wrong. I feel like I thought the word literally meant metaphorically or something. Like, I had some confusion like that, where I thought a word had the exact opposite meaning that it had. And so I used it in a situation, and I think someone got really upset, and because I was trying to say the opposite. Anyway. That does happen for children. Basically, the description of your superheroes. Oh, wait, let me find a teacup. Teacup? That's an Inoran. Darn. No teacups. Okay, gotta reset. Jacob Flores, power. Meatball. He gathers flesh and can massage it. Massage it into shape of objects for someone else's flesh, so he can knead and make it a ball, but his own is flexible. It's just any superpower that relies on you using your own flesh. You know, it's interesting. His parental controls on the Switch, but not on Pokemon Unite. Oh. You'd think that would be part of the parental controls on the Switch, though, is to be able to, like, disable microtransactions in apps. But maybe not. Maybe it just makes it so they can't access the eShop. Interesting. So, is the idea... Pokemon Unite is going to be on mobile, too, right? It's not a Switch exclusive? It definitely seems like a mobile model. I wonder, does it eventually plan to come on laptop? I'm really interested to see if it has the same depth of strategy as other MOBAs. Or if it's just like a simplified version. Because my thing with MOBAs is, like, I would really want to pick... If I was going to invest time in a MOBA, I'd want to pick one that had a lot of depth to it so that I didn't, like, you know, run out of content necessarily. I'm sure that even with a simple, quote-unquote, simple MOBA, there's a lot of depth, but it's as handy as it is horrifying. I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, being able to use your flesh to do things, you've got it there at all times. It's very accessible. Got released on the Switch, and later it's going to be on phone. Yeah, that makes sense. Poisonous flesh. Your flesh is poisonous to touch for other people. You know, useful in some circumstances. Very not useful in other circumstances. But you'd have to cut your flesh off. Oh, like it's only poisonous once it's detached from your body. It's just a deterrent from people eating you, you know? It's much more useful in cannibalistic societies. If you don't live in a cannibalistic society. Gosh, YouTube is going to demonetize this video. This whole stream is about cutting off flesh. No, YouTube, the flesh is made of meatballs. You don't understand. I feel like that's a superpower that would be in, like, a joke superhero show, you know? There are some shows or universes that people create where, like, people just have ridiculous abilities that are like, okay, I don't know if that would ever actually be useful, but in the realm of this world where everyone's abilities are just something ridiculous, maybe there's an opportunity to, you know, to do something with your meatball flesh. Oh, good. Okay. 30th teacup of the day. It still isn't shiny. Why am I not surprised? It's because I don't think it's going to happen. Imagine the time you found the poisonous flesh was on a surgery. Yeah, that would be awkward. It's actually true, but in the trying, when you and your friend and cousins were using editing powers, you hit Gianna with it and kneaded her flesh into a ball. Again, every time this gets further described, It just gets more and more horrifying. Conceptually. Venomous blood. Your blood is venomous to drink. Really effective in a setting with lots of vampires. If the enemies aren't vampires that you're going up against, you know, less useful. But I'm sure you could still find an application of some sort. If you live near vampires, then it would be really nice. Exactly. It's like the ultimate self-defense against vampires. Oh, but here's the thing. They'd still bite you and start drinking your blood. I guess they just wouldn't drain you? But I feel like there's a question. It depends on how the vampire, you know, concept is being used in this universe. But I don't know if vampires, like, when they bite someone to suck their blood, it seems like that's pretty surgical. Like, it's not, like, the bite isn't a huge injury most of the time. But you could totally have vampires in a universe where, like, when they bite someone for the blood, they, like, literally take a chomp out of you. That's a much scarier vampire, I think, in my opinion. Like, yeah, okay, sucking someone dry of blood. Yes, horrifying eventually, but, you know, it takes a while. You could technically take some blood and then, you know, leave them alone. They'd probably be fine. But if it's like a vampire that literally, like, is essentially eating the person, that's definitely scarier. Venomous saliva, dangerous to touch and consume. Try kissing someone. But then you could use it offensively. You know, that could be a superpower. To unlock each Pokemon in Pokemon Unite, it takes 15 to grind for coins. 15 something. Matthew said that's pretty useful because if someone attacks you, you can knead their flesh into a ball, or if a shark is going to attack you. Exactly. I mean, yeah, I think being able to alter flesh... The question is it painful to work with your own flesh with this superpower? Because if not, then you're also... You're pretty defensive, you know? You're pretty capable of taking attacks. Like, say someone chops off your arm. But, I mean, if your flesh is meatball, you probably don't need to worry about it too much. It takes 15 months to grind up coins to unlock them. Oh, that's a lot of time. That seems difficult. That would be great with a super spit superpower. Oh, what other liquid substance could be used? I don't know. I think having poisonous... I feel like poisonous saliva is probably the most useful one. You know? Like, yes, venomous blood could potentially be useful in certain circumstances, but getting it out to actually work with it seems difficult. So the saliva is just, you know, you can keep producing it. It's disgusting, of course. Or sweat, I suppose. But even... No, I think saliva is still easier to summon up than sweat. So, not really. You're the one who matters and needs it, so it doesn't affect you whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that definitely is another use of meatball. Okay, well, I'm definitely not getting to 6,000 encounters today. I wanted to, but the encounters are too slow. I don't know, like, I'm probably going to get like 40-ish encounters. $40 in an hour when they're all authentic that's a pretty good rate, honestly. In fishing, you're able to turn into any fish, but you must be at least 100 feet from the nearest lake, river, or ocean. It's irreversible. The ultimate ability. No one will ever see it coming. It's a one-time use ability. And you probably just die. That's an Nidoran. Come on, teacups. How many teacups can we get in the last 10 minutes? I don't think it's going to be 16. I don't think I'm going to hit 5950. We're going to try. Come on, Sinistea. Let's just get a big chain of them after we knock out this first authentic Sinistea. It could happen. It's very possible. It's basically suicide with extra steps. Yeah, the extra step is that you have to be a fish. Teleportation is useful, so that's Matthew's power. Like if you're drawing, poof, teleport to land. Drowning. Yeah. Teleportation, I think, is a very practical ability. Like, I don't think I could blame anyone for picking teleportation as their superpower. That seems so useful for so many reasons. Because even if it's a limited distance, as long as there isn't, like, a cooldown, you could just, like, flicker yourself really quickly. It's gonna be the fastest form of transport. Plus, you're able to get to places that you wouldn't necessarily be able to reach physically in, like, a vehicle. Regenerating teeth, but they regenerate 1 per day for every tooth hole in your mouth. You know, it sounds funny, but as we get older and we lose our teeth, I think that would be a wonderful superpower to have. I'm sure we will all appreciate that at some point in our lives. Oh, and then what you could also do, though, I wonder if tooth material is useful. This is probably not a line of thinking that I want to go down very far. But imagine, just, you know, let's say there was some way that you could, you know, remove your teeth. They were going to regenerate anyway. How useful of a material would it be to work with? Probably not very useful is my guess. But I don't know. Gonna spend a lot of time in the dentist. Oh, they forcefully regenerate. Oh. Yeah, that sounds less pleasant. Put the word forcefully in front of pretty much anything, and it automatically sounds less enjoyable. Is that a teacup? It is. Yes! Wow, a whole nother Sinistea encounter. Permanent teeth growing in place of a milk one? Oh, like they keep pushing the other teeth out. Like you're constantly growing new teeth underneath. And it keeps pushing that. Actually, I don't know that that would actually hurt necessarily, because I mean, it's not like it hurts to lose your teeth when you're losing your baby teeth and your adult teeth are coming in. So that might not necessarily be the most intolerable experience. I feel like it would be annoying to constantly have to worry about, or constantly be dealing with your teeth being loose. That would be frustrating. Both agreed. Matthew agreed your meatball power is useful, and you agree that teleportation is useful. Royd Weird, what is your power? Yes, we need to know. Well, I'm sure. I guess it's something like poisonous saliva, huh? And then also, here's the thing with having venomous saliva, is you could also, like, the branding that comes with that. You could be, you know, like the snake or something, right? And you just bite people, and it's not your bite that poisons them, it's the saliva. But oh, right, Magsaw. I forgot, you already said that. Enamel is the hardest substance in your body, so you don't know if they can harness it, and then you can make some hard stuff. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like, I don't know how similar it is to ivory, but like that's a thing. People hunt elephants to extinction for ivory. So if tooth enamel is a similarly desirable material to ivory, because ivory is expensive, mostly because it's illegal, but But if you could use your teeth to just produce it, I don't know, you might be able to profit off of it somehow. The weird thing I hate in Pokemon Unite is if you enter the battle, there's no option to click cancel. The game forces you to finish a match. That is annoying. You can't just forfeit and leave. I mean, I guess with a 10-minute match, it's reasonable that they don't want people to just be leaving in the middle. 10 minutes isn't too long, but that is also frustrating if the match is just very clearly not going well. And if your team refuses to forfeit. Basically, if you have me on your team, because I don't forfeit. I don't know the word. Come on, pink teacup. We've got a few minutes left. There's still time. Any one of these could be pink. Another useless one would be every time you take a step, a random living thing dies. Oh, yikes. I mean, it would be a great superpower if you were going to be a villain. You know? The jogger. All you do is you just run and kill things off. It's the ultimate super villain. Wheelchairs, anybody? Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be impossible. It's not really a superpower at that point. It's just something you have to manage. But there are definitely ways of getting around without walking, without taking steps. It's a little inconvenient for sure, but you could manage. What's the 200 subscriber special? That's a good question. I haven't thought about that yet. 100 subscribers was playing Paw Patrol. I'm hesitant to set another milestone like that for 200. Could include me. Like a live thing. Maybe. Yeah, I haven't really thought about 200 subscribers yet. We're not that close to 200 subscribers. We're closer than I thought we were gonna get, honestly. 120 subscribers is pretty solid. But I'll probably wait until we're at like 150 or 175 before I set a milestone specifically. Alright, well, we got 40 encounters. That's pretty good, I think. Another well thought out and high quality Pokemon video. I really like how janky that Pokemon card video would be. The superpower? Oh, that would be the superpower? Somehow. Dang it. It's not a teacup. Alright, well, we'll probably do this one more time where we just knock out a Sinistea and see if anything spawns. And then that's probably going to be it for me for today. Because I have to go run errands. But we'll give it one more try. You know, we might still be able to find a shiny in this last minute of day 125. That's a lot of days. 125? That's a lot of days. I mean, technically it's been 125 hours. But that's also a lot of hours. That is multiple full entire days. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good weekend. Ah, Cryogonal. Alright, one more. I'm going to do one more chain, and then I'm calling it. Alright, we'll knock this one out. And hopefully we get another couple Sinistea to spawn. But that's good to know that using this method, it takes about an hour to find 40 encounters. And at a rate of 40 encounters per hour, and with shiny odds of 1 in... what is it? Oh, nice, we do get another teacup. It's like 1 in... is it 1 in 700, or is it much higher than that? Or much lower? You know, however you want to phrase it. Alright, how long can we get this streak to go? Well, that's the second one. Shiny luck. I know, I need to set up, like, chat commands. I need to use Streamlabs. My internet's been pretty good recently. It still drops occasionally, but I don't know, maybe it can handle Streamlabs now. But yeah, that would be nice if I had a command that I could just double check what exactly the odds are. It's just because the shiny odds in Sword and Shield are just weird. Because it's like, there's a % chance of having one set of odds. And then if you don't get that, then it doesn't work. Well, I think that's going to be it. We didn't get another Sinistea. So I guess that's where I'm going to wrap up the stream for today. Thank you all for watching and for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. You give 241% of your shiny luck. I appreciate it. We'll have to use it next time, though. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great Saturday and as well as a good rest of your weekend. And if I have time throughout the next week, I will hopefully be back with more Skyward Sword streams. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Otherwise, next Saturday, same time, same place. Yep. See you all next week at the latest.